Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another episode. I've got no idea what number it is. I think it's around 84 or something along them lines. But let's cut to the chase. Last episode we drew 2-2 to Bayern. We then had Swansea, newly promoted, who we also drew 2-2 against. So, Premier League wise, we're losing ground. Swansea scored 2 goals with 1 shot on target. Steven Gerrard, the manager, apparently thinks they completely deserved to get something out of the game, and we didn't deserve our late equaliser. It was a wonderful goal from Carlos Alenya. Swansea's goal was a header from a set piece that we defended incredibly poorly. And this is Alenya's goal. Boom, as you do. And to be honest, I've just got no idea, guys, how we didn't get all 3 points. You know, we did everything we could. We scored 2 goals, but this was really, Volkvist, the most disappointing goal to concede. Not really well worked either from Swansea. Augustinson should have been able to stop the cross coming in the first place. But for Volkvist to really, I mean, it was a good finish. Don't get me wrong, it was just a shame it was at the wrong side of the pitch. But it is what it is. The issue with it is that it means that Arsenal can really gain ground on us. They have an advantage going into this EFL Cup game because whilst we were playing a Premier League game, they had an extra day's rest. So we'll have to see what happens. But to be honest, don't be surprised to see some youngsters playing against them in this EFL Cup game. I don't care that much about the EFL Cup. And the real important game for me isn't this one, but the next one in the second half of this episode, the Premier League game. Because if we can beat them in the Premier League, that allows us to create a bit of a gap between us, some breathing space between us and them again. Because to be honest, I want to win the Premier League this season. I don't care what anyone says. We had one hand on it last season and we messed it up. And I'm not going to let that happen this season. So, Premier League to one side, time to play the FL Cup. Okie dokie, so Arsenal, quite a few youngsters in their side, as you can tell. Slightly more youngsters than we've got on the pitch. But I've got some more youngsters ready to really jump on the bench. I want to try and kind of grab a goal or two in this first half up against these youngsters and then rotate some players round, because even though I said the FL Cup's not that important, I still always want to win, right? So, okay, Gray up front, Nyang on the right, Piaka on the left, Rog and Alenya in midfield, Douglas in front of the back two, Dumic replaces Callas, Varela plays on the right-hand side, and Dioniso is ready to go in goal. To be fair, you look at our side, we've not actually got that. Other than Dioniso, the rest of our youngsters are actually on the bench, aren't they? Nuno Sousa's ready to come on if required, Niguel's ready to come on if required, Morales is ready to come on when required, and Kunz is also on the bench. I didn't really think that one through, did I? But who cares? Who cares? I've completely gone against what I said at the start of this video. Now, my only issue with what's happened here is I'm getting kind of deja vu from what happened last season when we actually played a strong lineup. There we go, Alenya again. When we actually played a strong lineup against Arsenal last season in the FL Cup, I think it was the final, and they played all their youngsters, and I was there just like, right, okay, I probably overestimated them, and then we ended up losing in the final with our first team to their youngsters. So hopefully, you know, wanting revenge is something that my players will be hungry for. Nyang to Andre Gray as, oh, what a ball. Rog doesn't finish from there, and he actually does. That's nice. That's nice of you to finish for once, Marco. That's nice. To be fair, I say it in kind of a sarcastic manner because he has scored a lot of goals for us. He's been a good servant for the club, but I think if you've been watching this series from the start, you'll understand why I'm having a bit of a rant about Marco Rog, because he sometimes really does miss chances he shouldn't be missing. But yeah, okay, maybe we shouldn't have started with so many senior players in the lineup, but like I said, I wanted to bring youngsters on in the second half. I wanted our senior players just to kind of go out there and grab a goal or two. And to be fair, we've been 2-0 up since the 6th minute. Second I say that, we're now 3-0 up, which is really good news. Andre has been in some decent goal-scoring form recently. even though he's not really been playing that much for us. A good play from Varela, an even nicer pass from Niang, and I think, given that we are 3-0 up, we can just make 2 subs at half-time. I'd make 3, but obviously I'm worried that someone might get injured. Make 2 subs at half-time, rest some legs, of course, for the upcoming Premier League game against this same lot, and hopefully, on the back of this 3-0 win as well, we can use that to our advantage. If we can make it even more happy days, because then morale obviously raises up, which should hopefully make the Premier League game a little bit easier. But here we go. Rog trying to win that ball with his 16 acceleration. Doesn't manage to do it in the end, but we're keeping possession quite nicely. Augustinson finds Douglas, who finds Alenya, who plays in Andre Gray, the Arsenal fan, hits the back of the net. And I think that's his 2nd goal of the game, 7th goal of the season. And we wanted to put Arsenal to sleep in the first half. And I wouldn't say we put them to sleep. I'd say we put them in a bloody coma. 4-0 up, 40 minutes in, nutmeg the keeper as well. Easy peasy for Andre Gray. Piaka's on a yellow card, and Kunz will come on for him. Marco Rog's actually had a decent game. I'm going to actually bring Niang off. Now, Niang's been our top goal scorer so far this season. Got an assist as well, of course, earlier on in this game. So I want him nice and fresh for the Arsenal match. And I know I said that I wouldn't do 3 substitutions at half-time, but you know what? I'm going to. Alenya's also going to come off in favour of Sousa. And most importantly, tell the lads to really take a breather, retain possession, slow the game down, and just try and see it out, really. We've got nothing more to play for. We've got the win in the bag, and it's just a case of trying to preserve as much condition as we can now, especially for players like Augustinson, and Volkvist, of course. Andre's going to pick it up, who is, of course, hungry for the hat-trick. Kunz finds the run of Andre Gray. Oh, so close to the hat-trick, but he does still have time, to try and get that 3rd goal. Obviously, you could tell our intensity in terms of getting players forward there when you tell the lads to take a breather. Obviously, when you normally tell your players to take a breather, you kind of tell them to take a breather for 5 minutes. We've gone into this second half telling my guys, look, you can go out there for the second half, just don't bother playing football, just pass in practice, take a breather, take your time, just make sure these Arsenal boys can't touch the ball. And that is what's happened, because I do want to conserve the energy of some of these players. I'm not quite sure whether or not Marco Rog will feature against Arsenal, but Volkvist, Augustinson and Douglas most certainly will, unless of course one of them decides it's a good idea to get injured, which wouldn't surprise me knowing Football Manager. Kunz picks the ball up, Sousa finds a pass, but that's it. So senior players played in the first half. Probably should have started off with the youngsters. It didn't occur to me, to be fair, that Arsenal would play so many youngsters. I should have known from last season, but a win's a win. And like I said, it's good for morale. So, well done, boys. Happy days. But now we're going into the real important game, which is the Premier League game. We've still got, I think, is that 4 or 5 days? 4 days for some of the lads to recover. So hopefully it'll be fine. And we'll come back for the EFL Cup semi-final draw to actually find out who we're going to be playing against. I think Man United could be an opponent. Yeah, Man United. So we know Brentford have beat Wolves. So hopefully we get Brentford. They'd definitely be the easiest of the teams that are still left in this. But we'll see. So apparently the draw happened, but it just didn't seem to tell me. I swear to God, normally it stops you and asks you whether or not you want to actually watch the draw live. But as you can see, we have drawn West Ham. And Man United have drawn Brentford. So chances are, if we can get past West Ham, it'll probably be a Blackburn Man United EFL Cup semi-final. I think West Ham is a good tie, because it means we can actually play some of the youngsters, properly play some of the youngsters, not play the youngsters and then just play a 20-year-old goalkeeper like we did against Arsenal, because I've got no idea what I'm doing. I don't really know what I'm doing, really. I mean, I say I want to win the Premier League. We've taken Blackburn up from the Championship. We're in episode 84 or something. But I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. Emirates Stadium, time to beat Arsenal. We've started with the exact same starting lineup that beat Arsenal's youth team earlier on in the episode. To be honest, I just felt like there was no real need to change it. I was kind of contemplating, should I bring in Varjek at right back to deal with Alexis Sanchez? But Varela did such a good job at keeping Alexis Sanchez quiet in the EFL Cup game, so I thought, might as well keep Varela in. Szczesny, of course, does replace Dionisio, so Szczesny is going to be happy to be playing against Arsenal again. Fullbacks being away from home. Gray plays up front. Andre, not exactly phenomenal, but I've been playing him recently, and he's been still scoring goals. So since he's doing that, I'm saying, look, Andre, almost got a hat-trick against Arsenal's youth team. You've been playing some Premier League games recently and still scoring goals. I'm going to give you a proper chance, a proper run around against this Arsenal side and see if we can get us the 3 points we need to get back top of the Premier League. Because Barbosa, even though he was, of course, the Man United destroyer early on in the season, his goals have seriously dried up recently, so Andre gets the nod. You'll be pleased to know that Nano's also recovering from injury. He still needs to get match fit, so he still needs some reserve games till he's ready to rumble again. But other than that, that's it. As far as their team's concerned, they've got a surely 33-year-old Mesut Ozil. He's going to be man-marked by Douglas, and Icardi is pretty old now, 28, so he's not as fast as you probably expect him to be in terms of at the start of the game, but he still is like one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League, so still got to be careful, and that's resembled by our defensive line. But for God's sake, Dumic is playing. Kalas should be there. Right, that's proper cocked up, that. Let's just pretend that never happened. Of course, with Bellerin and Digna both going forward a fair amount, these guys are going to be man-marking the wingers just to try and provide some extra protection to our wide areas. But other than that, pretty standard. We're not going mixed, we're going shorter passing, trying to retain possession for the start of the game. But if it feels like we're not really creating enough opportunities, we can always go a little bit more direct. I just kind of hope that Dumic... Icardi's left-footed, isn't he? Oh, he's right-footed, but he can still use his left foot. But let's just hope Dumic can hold out until half-time. Rog. Oh, this is what I mean. Oh, his finishing is dreadful. His finishing is dreadful. Oh, Marco. I didn't want to keep him in the side, but he go on. Oh, what a strike from Alenya. Took him 6 minutes to get the first goal against Arsenal's youth side early on in the episode. And it's only taken him 4 minutes to grab it this time round. Marco Rog may have missed his opportunity, but Carlos Alenya has been in outstanding form in the past few games. What a player. What a beautiful man. But that to one side. I know Carlos Alenya is a beautiful man, but we got to tell the lads to tighten up. For some reason, Douglas looks frustrated. I think Ozil's probably giving him a bit of a hard time. But in terms of opportunities on goal, it's looking healthy. It's looking good for us. No signs of trouble in Dumic just yet. Andre, an Arsenal fan, will find Piaka, who finds Rog, and Rog scores! This is the goal that we need, and that is the Marco Rog we need. That's the finishing on the Marco Rog that we need. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but we're 2-0 up. Great direct ball forwards, even though we've told them to retain possession and play short passing. But it worked. And Marco Rog fired into the top left-hand corner, his right-hand corner, but the Arsenal goalkeeper's left-hand corner. And we're now 2-0 up. But you can never rule out Arsenal. My only issue with Arsenal on this game is that they, AI-wise, are always ridiculously good. Have we told them to look for overlap? I don't think we've told them to look for overlap, even though we're using fullbacks. Why are they not looking for the overlap? They are looking for the... What? That was a perfect opportunity there for Varela to really go forward, but I guess he didn't want to gamble, and leave Alexis, which is fair enough, because he's on an automatic mentality. So given that we're 2-0 up and that we're currently playing a standard mentality, he didn't want to overcommit, which is fully understandable. Oh my God, that was close. That was close. Tighten up, boys. Tighten up. I feel like my main worry right now is good old Dario Dumic playing centre-back. Gray to Rog, who passes. Oh! Piaka's missed. Piaka doesn't normally miss them. This would be such an important 3 points for us. Arsenal are more than likely going to win their game in hand, which means they'll be on 34 points. But, you know, our loss against Watford, our loss against Newcastle, and the stupid 2-2 draw against Swansea where they managed 2 goals with 1 shot on target. Guaranteeing this win away from home kind of cancels out those poor games for us. So now Thomas Callas is going to come on. Thankfully, we've not conceded to Mauro Icardi just yet. A really good save from Szczesny. Other than that, I don't really feel like we need to make any changes. So, we shall start the second half. Have Arsenal made any changes, though? It looks like everyone's the same so far, but they're working their way into this game. I know Varella's on like 72. So I think whether we like it or not, our young Serbian lad's going to have to come on anyways. But Alenya tries to play Nyang, who's one-on-one with the goal. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Andre Gray in the right place at the right time, scoring his 50th goal for Blackburn Rovers Football Club. Nyang, to be fair, that was one hell of a tackle from Mbemba. From behind, I was like, surely this is going to be a penalty. But to be fair, he won the ball. I'm just not quite sure how it was physically possible for him to win the ball there and set it up. Like, he chipped it into the path of Andre Gray. Piaka's on 69%, so for that reason, Barbosa will bless us with his presence. And you know what? Varella's had a really good game. I'm not going to take him off. We'll just bring off Piaka. Barbosa up front will give us that extra injection of pace. 3-0 up. Very, very difficult to see Arsenal getting back into this. The second I say that, they're probably going to score from a set piece. Ozil to Chamberlain, who's going to shoot and he's going to score. Why do I say these things? Why do I open my big mouth? Why? So Andre Gray scores his 50th goal for Blackburn, and Chamberlain scores his 50th goal for Arsenal. Probably. Douglas, what are you doing? I didn't even realise that was a deflection initially. Don't have to worry too much about it, though. We should be alright. Oh, God. Look at him. Warming up. Volkvist. First you score an own goal for Swansea, and now you lose your man. Right, okay. Oh, God. Vorjek has to come on. Counter mentality. No longer looking for the overlap. Tell the lads to be a little bit more disciplined. Slow down that tempo. These guys will become inverted wing-backs again. We're going to give it to like the 80th minute. I'm going to be shouting my ass off on the touchline. Try and keep these boys awake. And then at the 80th minute, that's when we can really bring those 2 attacking midfielders down. Oh, God. Chamberlain is going to... Don't give away... He's giving away a penalty. Go on, Szczesny. Make yourself a hero. Make yourself a hero. It's just Arsenal, isn't it? Oh, he's missed. He's missed. Hallelujah, he's missed. We're playing with fire right now. Oh, my days. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Oh, God, this is not what I want right now. This is not what I want right now. Alright, so our attacking midfielders are going to go to support. We're not going to put them out wide just yet. Simply because Barbosa and Yang can't actually play in the wide positions. Which isn't really great, I know. In terms of these guys, I feel like one of them should really go on defend. Just to give us that extra bit of stability. But then they're really more creative midfielders. So Rog's going to be told to be more on defend. And these guys are just literally going to become fullbacks on defend. Our centre-backs as well, just defensive centre-backs, just hoof that ball forward when they can. 81st minute, we should be able to go to a defensive mentality, tell this useless lot to tighten up. 87th minute, this is when we do this. Okay. Alright, guys. Understood. Very good. Right. And we win the game. Thank you. Find it really difficult to seriously tell them that was a good and solid win. I mean, we came into this game wanting to win. We executed what we did. 3-0. I mean, we were like 3-0 up. 2-0 up in the first 15 bloody minutes. And if it weren't for Mauro Icardi missing that goddamn penalty, if it weren't for him missing that penalty, then we would have drawn 3-3. I really want to choose this option. I really want to choose it. But I know they're going to get pissed off at me. So well done, lads. That was a good win. Not really. You're all useless. Tough game. Tough game. We had more shots on target. I think we deserved to win in the end. But, you know, I think Icardi did come too close for comfort at times. 34-14, 34-14. Oh, God, this is going down to the wire, isn't it? This is going down to the wire again. And the worst part is that we've not even really reached the second half of the season where it normally all goes wrong. So, Arsenal are a bogey team. They've always been one of our bogey teams. It's a double episode. We beat them twice. If this ain't the season we win the goddamn Premier League and this series comes to an end, I don't know when, or what signs we've got to look out for that will trigger finally winning the Premier League. We're not going to obviously see Monaco because we are already guaranteed top of our group. I'm losing my voice now. Jesus Christ. Next episode, Chelsea-Liverpool. Looks like, it could be an interesting run of games. But I think it will depend really on their league position at the time. Man United in third place. And just for historical reasons, is definitely going to probably be one of the next episodes, depending on how Chelsea or Liverpool look. And we, of course, have January coming up. So in terms of January, now obviously we have a lot of money available to spend in terms of 69.35 million. But as some of you guys will know, we are currently playing or toying with FFP. Sometimes it seems like we aren't going to spend over the threshold. Sometimes it seems like we're just about over the threshold. So, to fix that, it does seem like this man is going to have to leave the club. 70k a week, and with the new influx of youngsters who really all play centrally coming into the team, he's not really getting many games, in particular in the league, and really he's just not as good as them. Fantastic servant for the club. Came at a time where we really lacked technical ability, technical quality, but I think now, even though we've still got that technical quality, physically, we've got these youngsters who have come in, who are just as good technically, but offer a lot in terms of the physical side of the game as well. And given that we play counter-attacking football, high-tempo football, I think we are going to have to take him off the wage bill. And I think we should be able to get a fair, decent amount of money for him. It's going to be disappointing to see him go, but that's basically it, guys. He's already kind of complained about it, so don't really want to hurt morale. But until next time, is this going to be the season we finally win the Premier League? Knowing my luck, we won't win the Premier League, and we'll end up winning the Champions League, because we're unbeaten in that. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. They're down there. Yeah. And share the video as well. Another thing worth mentioning, I've been streaming Football Manager a lot more recently, so the link to my Twitch channel is in the description below. Feel free to click on it, and if you've got a Twitch account, if you don't, then what you're doing in your life, you should have a Twitch account. Hit the follow button, and you'll get an email or notification on your phone if you've got the app installed every time I go live with a stream. But until next time, thanks for watching.